square feet. 109. The Beirut Central District contains over 60 gardens, squares and open spaces. These spaces comprise landscaped streets, gardens, historical squares, pedestrian areas and sea promenades, thus totaling to an area of 96 acres, 39 ha, of open spaces. The Central District is Lebanon's prime location for shopping, entertainment, and dining. There are over 100 cafes, restaurants, pubs and nightclubs open in the Beirut Central District, and over 350 retail outlets distributed along its streets and quarters. Beirut souks alone are home to over 200 stores and a handful of restaurants and cafes. Beirut souks are the Central District's old medieval market, recently renovated along with the original Hellenistic street grid that characterized the old souks and Theria's historical landmarks along long vaulted shopping alleys and arcades. 110. Solidaria. The company responsible for their construction and renovation of the district, organizes music and entertainment events all throughout the year like the Beirut Marathon, Fête de la Musique, Beirut Jazz Festival. However, the means of urban development in this particular area of the city was subject to much criticism and controversy. Rafik Hariri, who would later become prime minister, was the majority stakeholder of the company, which raises concerns of conflict of interest in the context of a public-private partnership. 111. Many of the expropriations that have made the project possible have been made at undervalued land rates, and partly paid in company share. Strict urbanization laws were put in order to oblige people to sell and not renovate themselves. 112. Today, Solidaria acts as a de facto municipality, thus this quarter of the city is effectively privatized. It is, for example, forbidden to ride bikes on Zaytuna Bay, a marina where many restaurants are located, and these laws are enforced by private security guards, not national or municipal police. The project was also criticized for destroying some of the city's architectural and cultural heritage. Among the hundreds of destroyed buildings were the last Ottoman and medieval remains in Beirut, wrote American University of Beirut professor Nabil Bayham in the journal The Beirut Review in 1992. Much of the damage had been done through unapproved demolitions in the 1980s and early 1990s, bringing down some of the capital's most significant buildings and structures, wrote UCLA professor Sari Makdisi in the journal Critical Inquiry, in 1997. 113. Moreover, many of the traditional privately owned shops in the Beirut downtown were replaced by luxury outlets and high-end restaurants that only few people could afford. And most of public spaces promised by Solidaria since the start of the reconstruction, such as the Garden of Forgiveness, a central park, and an archaeological museum, remain unfinished until today, putting into question the actual benefit of the project to the population. 113. Finally, the actual success of the project has recently been in doubt, given that large quarters of the BCD are today empty, due to strong military presence. The Nejmeh Square where the parliament is located is most frequently completely deserted, and the business located there have mostly moved. 114. Economy. Cafes in downtown Beirut. Beirut's economy is service-oriented, with the main growth sectors being banking and tourism. In an area dominated by authoritarian or militarist regimes, the Lebanese capital was generally regarded as a haven of libertarianism, though a precarious one. With its seaport and airport coupled with Lebanon's free economic and foreign exchange system, solid gold-backed currency, banking secrecy law, and favorable interest rates, Beirut became an established banking center for Arab wealth, much of which was invested in construction, commercial enterprise, and industry, mostly the manufacture of textiles and shoes, food processing, and printing. 115. The economy of Beirut is diverse, including publishing, banking, trade and various industries. During that period, Beirut was the region's financial services center. At the onset of the oil boom starting in the 1960s, Lebanon-based banks were the main recipients of the region's petrodollars. 116. Beirut is the focal point of the economy of Lebanon. The capital hosts the headquarters of Banque du Liban, Lebanon Central Bank, the Beirut Stock Exchange, the head office of Lebanon's flag carrier Middle East Airlines, the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Western Asia, the Union of Arab Banks, and the Union of Arab Stock Exchanges. 117. YI-BAU Banking and Finance. RAS Beirut 1983. The banking system is the backbone of the local economy with a balance sheet of $152 billion at the end of 2012, nearing 3.5 times the GDP estimated at $43 billion by the IMF. 118. Bank deposits also increased in 2012 by 8% to $125 billion, 82% half the sector's assets. Banks are still attracting deposits because the interest rates offered are higher than the ones in Europe and the United States, says Marwan Mikhail, head of research at Bloombank. 119. Beirut's foreign reserves were still close to an all-time high when they reached $32.5 billion in 2011, and analysts say that the central bank can cover nearly 80% of the Lebanese currency in the market. This means that the central bank can easily cope with any unforeseen crisis in the future thanks to the massive foreign currency reserves. 120. The Lebanese banking system is endowed with several characteristics that promote the role of Beirut as a regional financial center, in terms of ensuring protection for foreign capital and earnings. The Lebanese currency is fully convertible and can be exchanged freely with any other currency. Moreover, no restrictions are put on the free flow of capital and earnings into and out of the Lebanese economy. The passing of the Banking Secrecy Law on the 3rd of September, 1956, subjected all banks established in Lebanon as well as foreign banks' branches to the secret of the profession. Both Article 16 of Law No. 282 dated 30 December 1993 and Article 12 of Decree No. 5451 dated 26 August 1994, offer exemptions from income tax on all interest and revenues earned on all types of accounts opened in Lebanese banks. On the 1st of April, 1975, Decree No. 29 established a free banking zone by granting the Lebanese government the right to exempt non-residents' deposits and liabilities in foreign currency from the income tax on interest earned, the required reserves imposed by the Banque du Liban by virtue of Article 76 of the Code of Money and Credit, the premium of deposit guarantee imposed on bank deposits to the profit of the National Deposit Guarantee Institution. 121. Tourism. Ralcheti tourism industry in Beirut has been historically important to the local economy and remains to this day to be a major source of revenue for the city, and Lebanon in general. Before the Lebanese Civil War, Beirut was widely regarded as the Paris of Middle East. 122, often cited as a financial and business hub where visitors could experience the Levantine Mediterranean culture. Beirut's diverse atmosphere and ancient history make it an important destination which is slowly rebuilding itself after continued turmoil. However, in recent times, certain countries, such as the United States, have frequently placed Lebanon, and Beirut in particular, on their travel warnings lists due to the many car bombings and orchestrated acts of political violence. 123, 124, 125. Pigeon Rock's sunset. According to the 2012 tourist statistics, 34% of the tourists in Beirut came from states within the Arab League. 33% came from European countries, mainly France, Germany and Britain, and 16% from the Americas, about half of which are from the United States. 126. The largely pedestrianized Beirut Central District is the core of the Beirut tourism scene. The district is a cluster of stone facade buildings lining arcaded streets and radial alleyways. The architecture of the area is a mix of French architecture and Venetian Gothic architecture mixed with Arabesque and Ottoman architecture. The district contains numerous old mosques and Crusader churches, as well as uncovered remnants and ruins of the Roman era. The district contains dozens of restaurants, cafes and pubs, as well as a wide range of shopping stores mainly in Beirut souks. High-rise hotels and towers line the district's new waterfront, marina and seaside promenade. Another popular tourist destination in Beirut is the Corniche Beirut, a 4.8 kilometers, 3 mi, pedestrian promenade that encircles the capital's seafront from the St. George Bay in the north all the way to Avenue de Paris and Avenue General de Gaulle south of the city. The Corniche reaches its maximum height above sea level at Rausch, a high-rise residential neighborhood rising over a giant white limestone cliff and facing the recognizable offshore Rausch rocks. Beidero is one of Beirut's most appealing neighborhoods, a lovely place to stroll during daytime and a destination for going out in the evening. Beidero is within Beirut's Green District with a 75-acre, 30-hectare, public park, the Beirut Pine Forest, and a 50-acre, 20-hectare, hippodrome. It is a neighborhood on a very human scale with small groceries around every corner. The neighborhood residents, a mix of old impoverished Christian bourgeoisie, Bohemian-style people in their 30s and well-established urban professionals, are loyal to local bakery and pastry shops. Because of the blossoming cafe and bar scene, it has become lately a hip destination for Beirut's young and restless but old Beirutis. Remember that Beidero was already Beirut's version of the village in the swinging 60s. Groceries and eateries can be found on almost every street of the area. There are dozens of restaurants, pubs and footpath cafes of virtually every style. Beidero village thrives on local residents, day trippers and hipsters from all over Beirut, office employees and many expatriates. Tamra Street is a long cobblestone street connecting the Beirut Central District with the coastal Rausch area. The street is a large concentration of shopping stores, boutiques, restaurants, banks, street vendors, footpath cafes, newspaper kiosks, and a booming nightlife spurred by students from the neighboring American University of Beirut. The Aub Campus is another popular visitor destination, composed of a cluster of 19th-century red-roofed buildings dispersed on a wooded hill city overlooking the Mediterranean. Gemeza is Beirut's artistic Bohemian quarter, full of narrow streets and historic buildings from the French era. It is located east of the Beirut Central District, bordering the Saifi village. The neighborhood is well known for its trendy bars and pubs, cafes, restaurants and lounges. Most are directly located on Rue Garoud, the main thoroughfare that cuts through the middle of the district. Travel and leisure magazine called Gemeza Soho by the Sea due to its colorful and chic cafes amid 1950s apartment buildings and hole-in-the-wall shops. 127. However, Gemeza received the most damage by the Beirut explosion in 2020. 128. Downtown Beirut Mosque Beirut is a destination for tourists from both the Arab world and West. 129. In Travel and Leisure magazine's World Best Awards 2006, it was ranked the 9th best city in Fuel. 130. That list was voted upon shortly before the 2006 Lebanon War broke out, but in 2008 The Guardian listed Beirut as one of its top 10 cities in the world. 131. The New York Times ranked it at number 1 on its 44 places to go list of 2009. 132. 2011 MasterCard Index revealed that Beirut had the second highest visitor spending levels in the Middle East and Africa, totaling $6.5 billion. 133. Beirut was chosen in 2012 by Condé Nast Traveler as the best city in the Middle East, beating Tel Aviv and Dubai. 134. Many of the tourists are returning Lebanese expatriates, but many are from Western countries. Approximately 3 million visitors visited in 2010. The previous record was 1.4 million in 1974. 135. Like other forms of tourism, medical tourism in Lebanon is on the rise recently. Although visitors from neighboring Arab nations make up the bulk of medical tourism patients here due to its proximity, Beirut is strongly trying to woo more Southern Europeans, Asians and North Americans to its land. Its Agency for Investment Development in Lebanon reports that growth in the medical tourism industry is growing by up to 30% a year since 2009. The country's tourism ministry is working closely with the medical sector and top-class hotels to create an organized, quality medical destination. 136. Major hotel and spa chains work with local clinics, travel agencies and the tourism ministry to create comprehensive healthcare and recuperation packages for foreign visitors. The government is highly involved in this industry and strives to make the process as easy as possible. 137. Cosmetic surgery is a major component of medical tourism in Lebanon. Most of the foreign patients come for routine operations like plastic surgery, dental or eye surgery, and Beirut's hospitals are also capable of performing specialized procedures such as internal bypass surgery and other technical treatments. Its top clinics and hospitals like Sahel General are equipped to handle the full range of surgical procedures. Beirut-based Clemenceau Medical Center, CMC, affiliated with Johns Hopkins International, was ranked one of the world's top 10 best hospitals for medical tourism in 2012. 138. Government. Beirut is the capital of Lebanon and its seat of government. 139. The Lebanese Parliament. 140. All the ministries and most of public administrations, embassies and consulates are there. 141. Beirut Governorate is one of 8 Mohaffazat, plural of Mohafaza, or governorate. Name took office left office 1 Kamal Hami Air 1936194112 Nicholas Rizk 19461952 George Asai 19521956 Bacha Haddad 19561958 Philip Bolos 19591960 Emil Yani 19601967 Shafik Buhaida 19671977 Maitri El Namar 1977-19879 George Smahar 1987-199110 Naif El Malaf 1992-199511 Nicholas Saba 1995-199912 Jacob Saraf 1999200513 Nasif Kalash 2005200814 Rashid Amauri Malaf 2008 201515 Jamal Litany 2016 present. Facade of the Beirut City Hall. Facade of the Beirut City Hall. The Grand Srail. The Grand Srail. Lebanese Parliament. Lebanese Parliament. United Nations Lebanon Headquarters. United Nations Lebanon Headquarters. International organizations. The city is home to numerous international organizations. The United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Western Asia, ISCWA, is headquartered in downtown Beirut, 142, 143. The Arab Air Carriers Organization, AACO, 144. The Union of Arab Banks, 145.